Welcome back to the Astro Vibe Show, where you come to
Vibe with the tribe.
My name is Mackie Totocini.
My name is Derek Moore. Stop playing.
Carlos.
He's our ombre for today, and today
Felipe. No, he's Felipe.
Nah, he's whatever. He's over in the corner being self-sufficient. Okay. Anyways, today we're jumping into another League of Legends video, and today we're gonna be focusing on Volibear.
Yes.
So right now we're gonna be jumping in his kind of lore, but right now we'll be doing his champion thing. So we're gonna have a mix of videos containing probably, what do you say, three to four videos containing to Volibear.
Yes, we will have the themes, we will have his quotes,
voice lines,
and then we will do a complete story.
Yes,
yes.
And
you gotta have a
storyline in one video. So we're not going to be doing too much right now. We're just going to get right into the video. And thank you for being here and watching with us.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's get it.
I hope this one has concept art. Alright. That Fiddlesticks one was dope.
Yeah.
Oh, they showed all the different art.
I just love his character
nice.
design for sure.
Yeah. It's hard. Especially when they have the ice stuff on him, actually.
Oh, shit.
Rey Mysterio.
Hey. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm caught.
Oh, that's crazy.
He looked like he was putting people in jail off the rip. I ain't hearing it. I ain't hearing it.
They got the troll too. It's smart.
What language is this? Music, you guys. I don't want to guess. Y'all go crazy.
Don't do me. Don't do me. I speak English.
That's dope.
The extra armor, crazy. The music goes with this though. That shit is like Viking, like kind of like barbaric a little bit. I don't know. Like old time warriors. Okay.
Yeah, and that one reminds me of like Warwick vibes. I saw the green down there too.
Whoa.
That's dope.
Hard.
No way, bro. You capping.
Like witchcraft. Yeah, resurrected.
Bro, that's cold as fuck right there.
It's like a Wendigo.
Bro, he can pull the.
It's almost like those knives that they found in the like the old battles, the big huge knives that just surrounded all around.
It almost kind of looked like when he was in battle, motherfuckers just stabbed him in the back, and that's just like battle wounds too. That shit cold. Look at him charging up. Like, what would you do if you seen this dude in front of you, man?
Almost like a king.
Damn. Yoked up.
That's like Battle Beast's like ancestor.
Hey, it would have been cold if they threw some wings on the back of his ass, though. In one of these scenes, kind of look like it. Hey.
Damn, that was good.
Damn, that was
Hey, what instrument was that? That shit was going crazy.
violent.
Oh, like a violin.
That shit was going crazy.
Strings in general. Yeah, no, it's dope because it does kind of remind me of Rengar. Rengar, I think I've said that before, like the tiger dude that looks like Battle Beast. Yeah, it kind of gives me like that vibe. But I feel like Rengar is more like a hunter, you know what I mean? Whereas he's more like
Tank.
an ascended, like almost like a god. I remember we watched the Call cinematic, and he was like up in the sky, and he had all his the smaller version. We thought it was a bunch of different fucking Volibears, but it ended up being like his
Little
minions, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm actually very glad that we're going to be diving into the lore as well, because I don't really know too much about Volibear, to be honest.
I just thought he was a good-looking character. He looked good to me.
Or that music kind of gave off like Nordic vibes. I listen to like a lot of Nordic and like fantasy and stuff like that. I was kind of thinking that's.
I don't know if it was yodeling in the boat, yodeling and shit.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's cold in the fucking blizzard.
Holland.
You just fucking on that big ass boat and you just rowing and shit. Yeah, one of those.
Oh yeah. Jesus Christ. Took us to a whole nother dimension with that one.
Now we're gonna do some quotes and voices of Volibear
yeah,
too.
we gotta hear his
in-game
voice.
scenes and whatnot. So let's get to it.
Bro, he better have a deep voice, bro. I'm with
Once, history was writ by tooth and claw. Now, the land slumbers, empty and cold.
This make him that much colder, bro.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
I think it would be a better idea to actually do the lore video first and then do this. That way we actually know his sister and shit, and then we'll understand all the voice lines and stuff a lot better.
That makes a lot more
You
sense.
know, almost got us, man. Almost.
For sure.
Usually we don't add in the lore video. We'll have like some understanding of the characters and stuff like that, but I think I'm gonna try to, as long as they're not like super long, we'll kind of start adding the lore videos in. But yeah, the theme, so we can kind of like, you know, just get like a vibe, and then the lore, and then the
For sure need to know what he talking about.
Yeah, we're trying a lot of new things with this reaction, y'all. So if y'all are repeat people, then repeat viewers and whatnot.
Shout out to
So
my
it turns
dog,
out
Nick,
what I said
Red.
in the last video still holds true. I am still a father.
Video's not
But
playing.
even though I wanted to take the
hold on,
videos
hold on,
lightly
hold on.
to save some time, right
Is it father?
Wait, what?
Did y'all know that?
Yeah,
He's
he's
a dad?
talking about his kid coming in the being of age to help him do a battle and stuff on League of Legends. Give him heals.
Oh, he talked about that?
Yeah, he did.
When was it? Like recently or something?
That was like an older video piece.
Oh man, he
Shut
gotta
up.
be proud, man. I'm already knowing.
Shout out to Neko. This is probably 4 years old. Okay, so his
Yeah.
kids are doing things. Hey, shout out to you. That's a great
That's super
accomplishment.
dope.
All right, back to video.
insane amount of content,
There
which
you go.
includes a new Bard for TFT, a new Bard for TFT, and a new Mordekaiser Bard for TFT. But we also got the final part of Volibear's story, and we even got a sprinkle of Tryndamere on top of that. And so, because I know people are hyped for Volibear, I decided to push myself a little harder, even though I really don't have any free time now. And I managed to put together a video for the Volibear. So now, without further ado, here is the complete story of Volibear.
Nice.
Although we know Volibear by many names, such as the Thunder's Roar, the Great Storm, Valier, the Ruin, the Thousand-Pierced Bear, or even He Who Stands, which is probably his ancient title, similar to They Who Endure and She Who Wanders. Volibear's real name is a mystery, which only he himself knows. On top of that, even though we call him Volibear, he's actually supposed to be called the Volibear by mortals, because he's more than just a physical demigod. In the north, the Volibear represents unstoppable power and fury of the Freljord itself.
Damn.
It was the Volibear and his demigod brethren who formed the land they called Voriard, long before mortal races arrived. Of course, this means that Voriard is just an ancient name for Freljord. Legends say that the Volibear created the 5 fjords with one mighty swipe of his claw. Interestingly enough, the story never explains where are the 5 fjords. But if you look at what Freljord looks like now, I think these would be the 5 fjords at the far north.
Whoa.
Besides this, other legends say how the Volibear fought a savage magma serpent called Ron.
Was that
Okay.
a big ass handprint?
I feel like we're getting on this other island that's off the side of not Runeterra.
Sorry.
Yeah, fucking. Jesus Christ, my brain is spacing on like.
We get what you said. You
Yeah.
good, you good, you good.
This other island and all this land mass up here. I don't ever remember seeing like land above. I feel like we only usually see like the main place, right?
I remember seeing that.
Oh, and they just never give it a name.
And then it was just, it's kind of like Red Dead Redemption. You gotta unlock that map type of deal. I thought it had it blanked out, like you just can't see it because it's not open right now. I don't know. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
get that story.
It's
about
been
it
so
or
many
anything.
years. Yeah, I never even noticed that piece of the land. I think in previous videos, it's kind of crazy. All right, and then we don't really know that much about Freljord either. I don't think we've really gotten a video that's like dove into that. So
No.
it's gonna be a lot of new stuff.
We just know about that true eyes, baby.
Yeah, true.
That
Yeah.
true eyes. On video.
During this battle, they created countless volleys and ravines. When the Volibear finally defeated the beast, its blood became the first river in Freljord, and its colossal corpse formed the Wormbeck Mountains. When people started populating Runeterra, and the first tribes started to form in
Drink the
Freljord,
water.
wild magic flowed freely, and the Volibear was worshipped by all who wished to gain the strength to survive. Soon, great wars raged, and the Volibear stood beside his followers, wearing rune-inscribed armor made by his brother Ornn, the demigod of the Forge. At that time, the bond between the two brothers was strong, and they often fought at each other's side, even though Ornn never had the same lust for battle. But as the Volibear fought more and more, humans gave him more blood offerings, and with it, his power grew. What's interesting is that this part of the story confirms that these primal demigods grow in power the more people worship them. As time went on, however,
That
all
makes
the different
sense.
demigods drifted apart, each following their own pursuits. But things got much worse when the era of the Three Sisters arrived. The Three Sisters wanted to bring order to Freljord, but the demigods couldn't agree on how to deal with them. A few, like Anivia, were willing to work with the sisters, while the Volibear and a demigod called the Iron Boar wanted to destroy them, and others were just willing to ignore them completely, since these mortal creatures would eventually die like those before them. Unfortunately, it was the Volibear who decided to make the first move, and he looked to the most savage followers he had, known as the Ursine. With them, he would defeat the Three Sisters, and to make it easier, he asked Ornn to help him out by crafting weapons and armor for his new army. Of course, Ornn refused, because he did not approve of the Ursine's
Brother
savage
start
ways.
beefing.
And with that, Volibear torn off the armor his brother made for him, and a terrible fight erupted between the two demigods. This fight is described in greater detail in the story The Lost Tales of Ornn. There we learn that there was a little bit more to the reason why Volibear attacked his brother. For example, Volibear was jealous of Ornn's own followers, who worshipped Ornn out of their own will. They didn't do it because they had to survive, like was the case with the Volibear. They
hater.
followed Ornn because he was just a great friendly guy. Funnily enough, Ornn never even cared about people worshipping him, and yet, no matter what he was crafting in his forge,
good-hearted
he was
person.
always surrounded by mortals, watching what he was doing and learning from him. Anyway, the outcome of the great battle was the destruction of Ornn's mountain, which was called Hearthhome. And with it, Ornn's people, the Hearthblood, died as well.
Wow.
Fueled by rage,
bro.
the Volibear's full power was now unleashed. And so he
at you,
approached
bro.
one of the Three Sisters, who was trying to seal the power of one of the demigods for herself. And before her entire army, he struck her down, blinding her. As centuries rolled by, despite the Volibear's resistance, people started worshipping the Three Sisters instead. And soon, instead of facing
That
the
nigga's
raw
bad.
nature of the Freljord, the mortals started building homes, herding animals, and farming crops. The Volibear roared in fury because this was not his Freljord. The change happened slowly, but over time, the Volibear realized that the tribes had been cut off from the spirit of the land, making them frail and soft. After witnessing this change, the Volibear swore to tear down all evidence of civilization and return the Freljord to its ancient state of true wilderness. The people would become strong again, and he would be honored and feared by all. These days, as the thunder roars over the distant mountains, more and more answer its call. And slowly,
Oh, the
the
call.
old ways are being remembered,
Lit.
which means that the Volibear grows stronger with each new follower. Although that isn't for Volibear's bio, on Universe you may notice that there are a lot of other stories connected to him. But from these stories, the Tales of Ornn have 5 chapters, and only the last chapter really mentions Volibear. That's the one that described his battle with Ornn. Next, the story called Voice from the Hearth shows us the remains of Ornn's mountain, which again was called Hearthhome. This story
That's
reveals
sad,
that
bro.
these days, the place is called the Half Mountain of Old Ornn. And in this story, a local Freljordian tribe witnessed a brief clash between the Volibear and Ornn. So the purpose of the Voice from the Hearth was to show us that the two brothers still fight. But the newest addition to Volibear's lore is the story Stormbringer. And this one is interesting, because as some of you may know, in Udyr's story, when the Ursine call upon the Volibear, they summon the abomination known as the Thousand-Pierced Bear. But the Stormbringer story shows us what happens when you are not one of the Ursine, but you still decide to call upon the Volibear. So now, here's the story called Stormbringer. The story begins with a human shouting out the name Volibear. This name hadn't been spoken aloud in ages, and so when the Volibear heard it, he thought it was just a dream, and he continued his slumber in the snow. But when he heard the words, Volibear, with your name, with this blood, I call upon you, the demigod's eyes flicked open, because he realized it wasn't a dream. The voice came from half a land away, but to the demigod's ears it was clear. With a low growl, as the great bear rose, an avalanche of snow fell from his titanic form. He could smell the blood tribute in the air, and a thrill ran through him. Somewhere, stones had been arranged to form his rune. A sacrifice had been made in his name, and he felt the power of that worship infuse his limbs. As the voice continued to call upon his fury and strength, the Volibear's own heart started to beat in time with the distant drums of war. He could even hear the stamping feet, the clashing of blades, and the cries of the dying. All of it called to the body he wore. It called to him. With that, the Volibear roared to the heavens, a sound that touched every living soul in Freljord. Hundreds of miles away, where the sun never rose, a spirit walker woke up screaming, clawing at his face with hands that were twisted into talons. Across the land in a different direction, a pack of Rhymefangs howled, echoing the demigod's cry. And elsewhere, far, far away, a group of tribesmen sitting around fires fell silent, their hearts suddenly thundering. Friends looked at friends with hostile expressions. Blood would be spilled. Meanwhile, the Volibear dropped on all fours.
Damn, this shit's immersive.
Boulders and trees were smashed out.
This is good.
This shit's so
though.
immersive. I'm here locked in, like, oh my god.
It's fucked
I don't know
up,
if I've had
but it's good though.
Yeah, I'm kind of tripping on the fact that like they're sacrificing and killing people, and then it's like feeding these guys. It almost makes them seem bad in a way, because it's like, damn, are they killing innocent people? Are they killing criminals? Like, how are they determining
who to sacrifice?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it almost seemed like he getting the memories too of the person that they sacrificed or some shit, because he was talking about I can hear the battles, or is that his old battles?
I think he's
talking
connected. Oh, because they were talking about the drums and stuff like that. I was assuming they're doing like a ritual, and then it's like connecting to him because like it's feeding like the essence or spirit or whatever's probably feeding into him. So he's probably just like connecting with it. I would assume resonating with it.
Yeah, but that's fucked up, man. You don't do your brother like that, man.
Damn the fighting. I know. I was gonna say or write a note. I'm like, I feel like Lux and Garen are the only sibling relationship in Runeterra that's actually that's actually healthy and cool.
Right.
Everybody else is just fucking
At each other's throats and fighting.
The three
each other.
sisters, she ended up sacrificing.
That's
her
what
sister.
I was about to say it too. She fouled too, but like
Jinx
even
and fucking Vi had their whole craziness. Yeah,
and then they realize when it's too late.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
That's fucked up.
I realize we're gonna have to do Ornn after this too. You know what I
Facts.
mean, sometime soon after doing this one, so we can kind of get the other side of the story. Yeah.
It's not even a love-hate relationship. I don't even know how to explain it. Like
It's
I'm
jealousy.
not even. It's jealousy, but I still fuck with him though. It's
I
something
did too.
about him.
I did too. It feels like that relationship could be salvageable. It just seems like
Yeah.
Ornn's like, bro, I'm just trying to chill. I'm just a chill guy.
Yeah.
You got Volibear over here. It's like, no.
I want you
fuck
to
all
worship
that.
me. Worship me. Why don't you worship me?
Fuck
Worship
all
me.
that. I want smoke. All right.
I want blood always.
I want. All right, let's jump into this.
Yeah.
Of his path as he picked up speed. When next he paused to sniff the air again, he was hundreds of miles away. He was getting close. The storm clouds of his war rage gathered nearby. The next time his name was called, with an earth-shattering impact, the god bear arrived above the battlefield. Below him, he saw two armies soaked in blood, but one was vastly outnumbered. They were fighting a losing battle. Something smelled wrong about the larger army. Its humans were clad in black iron and fought beneath a red banner.
That's
He
what they look
growled
like.
as he realized these were not Freljordians. He bared his teeth and a lightning flashed, sending the charred bodies of both armies flying. Next, the great bear turned towards the voice that kept calling his name. It was a mortal woman clad in fur, her face splattered with gore. She raised a pair of bloodied axes to the sky in salute, after which she turned towards the battlefield, and she hurled herself at the enemy with renewed vigor. Then the Volibear too faced the enemy, and he charged in, with a roar spoken in an ancient tongue, which shook the heavens themselves.
Come on, let me see what
Bones crunched, blood splashed, voices wailed, and in mere moments, the war was over. The enemy turned to run, but the Freljordians, now filled with savage rage of the Volibear, hunted them down like wolves. The Volibear watched the slaughter in satisfaction, blood dripping from his maw. After that, the woman who called upon him dropped down to her knee, and she introduced herself as War Mother Razor, the Bloodied Hand, and she thanked the Volibear for saving her village. It was only then, after Volibear's rage faded, that he noticed the farms and the houses around him. And when he looked back at the woman, his form grew bigger and bigger as his anger returned. At that point, his body was ready to continue ripping and tearing. A moment later, he shouted at the woman in his forgotten tongue, but when the woman just stared back at him confused, he used the younger, bastardized language which she understood. He told her to rise. Warriors knelt to nobody. After that, he demanded to know what happened to his river. It was blocked by a dam, which was something the Freljordians clearly built. The power of the river was supposed to flow freely. To hold it back was an abomination. The Volibear stomped past the woman, and with a roar, he tore down the stones and freed the waters. Now the river was thundering as it was meant to be. Volibear watched in satisfaction as the natural force grew, and the waters demolished entire settlements beneath. With all evidence of civilization gone, he turned towards the Freljordians. He could taste their fear as he told them that today they were free, and he commanded them to live wild, hunt, kill, and honor the old ways, so that the old ways could honor them. War Mother Wraitha stood tall now, nodding. The Volibear knew she had the spirit of a true warrior, and that others would follow her. The Volibear then nodded back, and he returned to the horizon.
Damn.
And that was the complete story of Volibear. In the Stormbringer story, it was interesting to see that the Volibear that woke up wasn't like the one the Ursine summoned. Although the story didn't really describe his appearance, just the fact that the Volibear spoke to the Freljordians with a sense of purpose is way different from the Volibear the Ursine summoned, where he just wanted to destroy and consume life. Also, in this story it was mentioned that they called to his current form. This might have been just a random word, but it surely is suspicious. This really feeds the theory that the Volibear is the warrior spirit of Freljord, and depending on who summons him, and with what purpose, the Volibear can take different forms. Even the bio mentioned that the Volibear is destruction, strength, and storm made manifest, and that he represents the fury of the Freljord. So even that fits in. Maybe the Volibear really is just a force in Freljord, and the bear, depending on how he is summoned, is the force made manifest. With that said, since we are talking about godly powers that shape the very lands of Freljord, perhaps it is fine if we don't know all the details of how the Volibear works. Sometimes a good godly mystery can be turned into something great later on. For example, since the new little legends have descriptions that mention real places of Runeterra, the question of can this Bardir be canon is a great mystery.
Bardir.
Wasn't that like a Darken reference though? You seen the two eyes, it looked like one of the blades that they had.
Wendigo, I mean, I've seen those eyes before on like other creatures in like mythology and stuff like that. Like Wendigo's a creature with like the skull face and shit like that. Like I've when we worked on Alpha 1 Spirit Walker, looking at a lot of stuff from that to make up certain characters and whatnot. So
I was thinking about the weapon.
Yeah, you're thinking like Aatrox blade, but I don't think that's the same type of thing. Because like Aatrox blade, like the eye is not a signature of his blade or anything. Like it's more like the red and black. It's the blood magic, really, is what it is. So it looks like the red flesh type of shit.
I just got confused. It kind of looked just like that. The angle of the. I was like, all right.
Yeah, no, those multiple eyes that are turned sideways is an actual thing. That's like.
I see it a lot throughout the just the whole.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's cool. Dope. It was dope.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have did his brother like that, but that's another story.
Yeah.
I know.
For sure.
Yeah, like I said, I really want to see Orin's lore So you kind of see like what his perspective was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be hella subtle, like what he goes off to do, like.
Was he in pain? Was he mad that he had to fight his brother?
Yeah, or was he
You
just
know what
like
I'm saying? Fuck you,
just a
nigga.
chill guy?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
'Cause I've heard some story. I feel like I heard more stories of Braum or of Ornn, of like Braum coming and quote unquote stealing his door and all those random different things. But I haven't heard as much about Volibear. So yeah, it's very interesting. I really like the concept that they have actually of whoever summons him, it creates like he takes on different forms. At first, I was kind of thinking of like Kindred, like how they, in different regions they worship. Yeah, they worship in a different way. But this is a little bit different. It's a little bit cooler, honestly, because he actually manifests into that form. It's not just a perception. You know what I mean? So
Just the cry out. Whoever's crying out, he just took on that form. It's cold, honestly.
yeah. It makes it seem like there's a bunch more forms that he can probably take on. Like there's, as time progresses and stuff, people will summon him different ways with different magic, with different offerings.
But do you think, because he does get powerful, do you think that he got it in his bag after he takes on those forms? Keep it in his back pocket type deal and use these different forms whenever he wants to? Or is it just only when they do the cry out? The ritual?
When he gets like summoned that specific way, he probably has to stay that way until he goes back, I would assume.
Yeah, it would make more sense to him like that, so like having that for later.
Yeah, he's not like a superhero or something like that where he's like, he has a purpose and he's like, oh, I need to be able to switch between. He's just...
I got too much solo leveling in my brain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're kind of creating new concepts. You gotta get in your writing bag. You gotta get in that right and start writing those scripts.
Man. My bad, y'all.
No, it's interesting stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. I feel like, these voice lines, I'm glad that we did that before because
100%.
I got a lot of information there. Yeah.
You better not talk shit too much about his brother, though.
I know, now
surprised.
if he does,
I wouldn't be surprised.
You betrayed me.
I feel like he's gonna be talking more about like how he destroyed the dam and like ruined all that villagers' lands and stuff like that. He wants everything to be natural how it was.
Yeah.
So,
and the crazy part, that was just like that summoning specifically. So like, depending on if he's the Stormbringer or if he's a different version of Volibear, then he has a different mission. Because they were saying like for that one specifically, he just wanted things to be natural. So
you kind of understand too. It's not like you kind of hate him for it. It's kind of fucked up. You just flood the shit, but like I understand. Let the land be free. I fuck with that part, but the flooding part.
It was kind of crazy because if they told the alternate story of just like Demon Bear comes into village. My children and I just had a newborn daughter and fucking you just flooded the whole shit, killed us. And he was like, trust me, this is for the better. You know what I mean? Now I can see why people would be
and he got powerful off of it, didn't he?
Exactly. And then he's getting powerful off it. So it's like you're gaining power from our destruction. So, or from our chaos, you know what I mean, essentially. And our sacrifices and dead and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Let's hear him cuss people out. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. Well, most of these are quotes, so hopefully he's not going too hard.
I think he will.
I hope so.
Right.
As a demigod, I expect him to.
It got any peaks?
I know him.
Yeah, it got peak. Oh, yup. He talking his shit right there.
Right.
I already see it.
All right. Volibear.
Once, history was writ by tooth and claw.
Nice.
Now, the land slumbers, empty and cold. Beneath this stone, I sense no wild.
Jesus.
Warm bloods rose on 2 legs and forgot how to run. Weaklings, so frail. When my brother gave them fire,
Already.
they forgot the fire of their own blood.
43 seconds
They
in.
have forgotten the old ways. They have lost their wild. Nothing but meat. Nothing but rubble. The old ways have not forgotten them. The soil hungers for blood.
You just want bodies, bro.
Thunder roars. Wind howls. Storms dance upon the soil.
Because you
Only
want bodies.
fools ignore the call to battle. When the night is cruel and dark, I will guide them. I am Volibear of the First Thunder, destroyer of the White Mountain, carver of the 5 fjords. My blood is of the Volibear, the land before the Freljord.
Damn.
Clouds are the storm cloak I wrap around my fur. With each step I take, the wind gathers and the Freystrum grows. I carve my path with blood and bone. I rise, wreathed in lightning. I split mountains with my roar. Their bones are ash and soil. Mine rumble with wild thunder. I still taste their ancestors, stuck between my teeth.
Jesus Christ. See, when you say things like that, yeah, you're definitely...
He's a whole menace. Little demigod, don't give no...
It's interesting because, like, hearing this, it makes me think about... And I don't know if there's, like, stories that pertain to it. There's so many different stories out there, but, like, it would be interesting to see Volibear, like, Aatrox, like, bring himself from Shurima into the Freljord, and then have, like, a war there, and then him have to go up against Volibear in a certain sense, because they're both, like, you know, adamant about war and all the good stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
So
yeah. Demi-gods, ascended,
gods, yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy.
That would be insane to see.
They all want somebody to worship their ass.
They all want blood.
Fear me.
Well, Aatrox just wants to die.
Yeah, he wants to die for
Just to
sure.
find the worthy battle, the worthy fight.
Rip that skin off too.
Jeez.
To destroy is to free. This place has been tamed. I will untame it.
Oh, that's when he brought the water in.
Unleash the Freljord. This ground will tremble with the first storm. The land slumbers, but it is not dead. With my roar, I wake it. With my thunder, I call it. Raise your idols. Huddle beneath your stone trees. Today, I tear them all down. I unmake your shrines. Your towers will splinter like rotten teeth.
Damn.
All will crumble. The land belongs to the wild. Today, we reclaim it with tooth and claw.
Fuck, sorry. The visual of your towers will crumble like rotten teeth is crazy. Or will splinter like rotten teeth. Like, I'm picturing that in my head. I'm like, damn. You don't brush their teeth? Fuck. God damn, bro. I couldn't imagine. That's crazy. He's making very vivid visuals in my head for some reason.
Yeah, I for sure thought of them nasty ass wooden teeth back in the day.
Yeah.
George Washington.
Yeah, the George Washingtons.
Brown, buttery brown. The nasty ones.
That shit crazy. Yeah, man. The amount of war, though, it's kind of crazy. Like, I wouldn't have assumed this from, like, before we got into the lore and everything like that. I didn't know he was this, like, adamant about war. I thought he was just, like, minding his own business. Kind of like Ornn, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
I thought he was just minding his own business, and maybe people came and messed with him, and he, like, had to set him straight. But now it kind of makes sense when I'm thinking, like, the Call, or I'm thinking about, like, Pantheon, you know, coming in, and, or, wait, was it? I'm trying to remember, like, that whole visual. Yeah. Like him fighting against the gods and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because Pantheon's fighting in Shurima. Yeah, crazy shit, man. I almost feel like I want to go back and watch the
That's
Call
what I'm about to
now.
say. That you can't, like, I was trying to visualize it. I know we watched it, but it's just like trying to bring it back right now. It's been a little time.
Yeah, we might have to go back and watch that. All right.
For the score.
Last chance to run.
Crunch. Blood drips. This is the way of old Volibear. The land will exist far longer than warm bloods. Many have called to me. Avarosans, Frostguard, Winter's Claw. They call no longer. Many have tried to end me, a god. A god cannot die. My thunder shakes the foundations of the world. Gods do not beg. We take what is ours.
Damn.
My
Hold
sisters
on.
are gods of ice and salt and everwinter. And all
Damn.
a
Smoke.
liar.
Here we go.
Oh,
My
whoa, whoa.
sisters. Together, we would harness a storm to consume the Freljord. Follow me, and we will bring down sky. Hirnvel are sacred. Tree, soil, beast, blood. The Ursine speak for man, and the wild responds. I hear them calling Volibear. The Storm answers. The creations of mortals fail. The wild remains. Your shrines will fall. Sky calls to me. Let the storm follow in my wake. Let the land thunder with my storm.
It's like this nigga went into hibernation and got woke up by
Feel
the
the
blood.
power of the wild. Darkening clouds. Rolling thunder. I taste iron on the wind. Blood.
Blood.
An omen to those who stand against the wild. The storm gathers, and I enter sky. Whose heart calls the storm?
Baby, bro,
You
still.
mean to kill me? You cannot kill a storm. You cannot tame lightning. You have no power here. Tremble at my roar.
Beast.
I am Volbear. I am the storm. I roar, you bow. Voltufera.
Coward.
Oh, come
I was
before me.
uprooting towns when your elders were crawling. My land was named by a god.
This is a
It
diss track.
cannot be renamed by
God
a coward.
damn.
Oh,
Hold on. That's a shot.
Wow,
That's crazy.
Fucking hard. Woo!
And why is he cooking so so dope? Yeah, I realized this is like I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I can't tell, like looking at the text, I was like, is this German? Is this Russian? Like it's Slavic? I just had to look it up and I'm like, oh shit, it's all of those. I'm like, okay, cool. I can't sit here and just keep guessing, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'd much rather have, because he's giving me like Rocky Draco.
Yeah, Draco.
Yeah, it's giving me like his vibes, like the big, you know what I mean? Like,
Break you.
yeah,
And
that's
a lot
all.
of S's. A lot of S's.
a lot of stuff. Yeah, but it was giving me a lot of that, so yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Play it rage, warm blood. I will taste the fear quivering in your guts.
Damn.
I feast on your heart. Down with false idols. Your gods fear me. Your war mothers do not know true war. Your gods are cowards. I knew Avalrosa, just as foolish as you.
Wow.
Truth lurks in a warm blood's guts. Your lies feed the soil. You have the heart of a weakling. But even in a cowardly man, the heart is wild. That is why it must be eaten last. Break them open, tearing flesh,
Can't even be a good person no more.
torn to bone. Bleed offering. Storm devour you. Storm consume you. Everwinter take you. I run, I tear. Storm unleashed. Skulls, spines, always crunch. Blood always tastes the same.
Need therapy.
Coward dies.
Low key, hold on. I don't even want to keep pausing this, but
Man.
this might contest with Aatrox. I thought Aatrox was crazy. I'm like, this is up there. Like the level of intensity. Yeah.
He's not right in the head.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, bro.
She should have never woke his ass up. She should have left his ass sleep, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fuck, why y'all wake this raging bitch up?
No! And it's crazy because, like, the way he's talking about the other gods, like, all your gods are cowards. All your gods are weak.
But they all seeing that shit, though. Like, it's just, come on. It's just a diss track to the other side. That's basically what it is. They all feel like they're inferior with each other and shit. Like,
I don't remember anyone kind of, like, specifically talking about the other gods and being, like, puny god. Like, I don't know.
But don't they all hold themselves in a high regard where they, like, kind of, like, dissing each other low-key?
For sure, but, like, they're always dissing, like, someone of equal. Like, you have to think, like, Aatrox was dissing Pantheon.
Of course, because they battle. I mean? It's like pairing up.
He's like, hey, your gods are my little homies. Like, that's just a different, you know what I mean? Like, you pray to them, they pray to me. So it's just like setting the tiers, you know what I mean?
Well, shit, he shit on a diss track to everybody then.
Right,
Fuck
exactly.
it. He just...
Exactly, that's where I'm like.
He's diabolical, bro. He needs
therapy. Right. This is crazy. I didn't expect this coming into this Volibear reaction, I'm not gonna lie.
He's different.
The Kendrick of
Bruh. Literally.
Such a feeble sacrifice. Such a death. Far greater than your life. You emerged from your mountain cave, brother. Let us end this. 1,000 scars.
Nah, that's fucked up, bro. That got me, bro.
Battle boils the blood. Ice hides the fury within. Ornn, you once denied me your weapons. Now I no longer need them. I will not be forgotten. Do not die. The ground is sown in blood. A feast for the earth. Blood, the way of the land. We are all blood of the wild. The heart of a child is untamed, violent in its hope, cruel in its despair. Ornn's blood on my claws. Surely there was a reason. Surely this is just.
Damn, that's the one.
Oh, brother, your forge is empty and cold. You have lost your strongest weapons. They wither and decay. May you return on swift wings.
Damn.
What
a lot
happens when old wounds heal?
A lot of like regret and stuff.
I am a god. I cannot die. But do I live if I am not in the hearts of warriors? They call me Volhir, the Volibear, Great Storm. My true name is mine alone. In my dreams, I see bones frozen in ice. I wonder if they are my own. So must it be. I will roar the world into stillness. So must it be.
So must it be.
Damn. I like how he was with like the voice lines and the voice acting. I like how it was like up here, a lot of it. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know.
You tried it.
Gone soft, brother. Too much cake.
Damn. One more shot. That's perfect. He ended that perfect.
Called him fat, bro.
He was
That's
like,
fucked
hey.
up, bro. Fat dude.
Damn.
That's crazy.
chubby.
That was great, honestly. That was really fucking good. Yeah, that's up there with like my favorites. I'm not gonna lie, right up there with Aatrox, because yeah, I like how they had like range too and dynamic. Like Aatrox kind of got sad at the end because he's like, I kind of just want to die, and I saw like a lot of that ending was like him kind of questioning like, yeah, like that all the shit that happened with my brother was like the right decision, right? You know what I mean? And that alone, I was like, okay, yeah, you got me. That's
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I understand Aatrox a little bit more now. Like, I got a little more sympathy for his ass. But, like, this nigga is cold, bro.
Yeah. Volibear, yeah, he's pretty
Aatrox or Volibear?
Volibear. He's cold because he wanted to use the weapons that his brother was making in a different way. And I'm pretty sure his brother wasn't with that. And so you have to off your brother because of that shit. That's kind of cold. I don't agree with that shit, bro.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he didn't off his brother. His brother's still alive.
I know, but like, it just...
It's brother
you run a fade, or just a fade.
Yeah. But I feel like I almost feel like that's very typical brother. Like, there's some type of falling out where it's like, hey, we spent our whole life doing this, and all of a sudden you're changing up. I feel like that's like a common narrative that people, brothers will have. Like, oh, you're going soft, and this and that. And then the other brother's like, hey, I just want to live a peaceful life now.
You eat too much cake.
Right.
Soft ass shit, sweet shit, sweetie pie.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's pretty funny.
I want to see that battle. I want to see like an animated version. I hope that one day they do like a... Let us know if they already have a cinematic or some type of thing that maybe we haven't seen. But I'd love to see a cinematic.
That would
the
be
Fallout.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Especially like when they clash, you got a little bit of orange, a little red, and you got the blue, a little cold,
Get
ice.
the lightning storms happening.
Yeah, the ice against the fire. Yeah.
Him and his big ass fucking hammer just
knocking out Volibear.
Come on.
And then it's like at the end, it's like, who won? That's the crazy part.
I think Orin probably just, him being a good guy, probably just wanted to like walk away. He knew he probably will end. He probably got his ass whooped though.
I was thinking like, I wouldn't be surprised if Orin like put hands on him and then just left. Like, it almost makes me think of like
a big bro.
Civil War, Captain America and Iron Man fought, and it gets to that point where like Iron Man just can't fight anymore, and Cap just like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
And niggas just like,
And then he's talking smack.
yeah, Iron Man's just
You
like,
better walk away. That shield's not yours. That's my dad's. It's not even worth it, man. I'm out of here.
man. All right, well, yeah, that was a great fucking video. Should we watch the call right now?
I think so.
3 minutes or something like that. Should we watch it just to wrap this up with a bow?
Why not?
Why not?
You might as well go ahead and throw it in there. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We have seen this already once before, but it was a while back. It was like 6+ months when we first started. Oh wait, was it 6+ months? It probably wasn't that far. It was a little bit more recent.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, because 7 months is when we first started like our journey, so probably like 4 months or something like that. But
damn, it's been that long.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I'm getting old.
yeah.
You're looking old.
I was 7 months younger when we started. Damn, man, that's shots. See, that man's old.
Nah, don't be like him. Don't be like him. Don't
I won't be Volibear. You're right.
All right.
Yeah, he old. Stop shooting at me, bro.
All right, the call. This is the 2002 cinematic. Like I said, we do have a playlist where we went through all the cinematics for the first time. If you guys do want to watch us see it for the first time, you guys can go back and check out those. They're like compilation lists. We did all the season cinematics, part 1, 2, 3. Yeah, can't remember. But we have a cinematics playlist, and then we have a lore playlist, so it'll be in the cinematics one.
Nice care package for you. Shoot their ass. There we go.
I didn't even understand the correlation between this and
That's
what
my big homie.
Volibear was doing.
For sure.
Oh, is this Volibear's theme? Oh, no,
I think it's just like further.
The humming sounds the same. Damn, we know so much more about this now.
You was just talking about this though.
Yeah. Now that we've seen Pantheon's fucking voice lines, now that we've seen...
Nah, this is beautiful. See, yeah, I gotta see this again.
Yeah, War Mother. At the time, I hadn't read the comic when we watched this, So I really had no idea who she was. She's a beast.
I see why you said you want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
So much be happening in these. See, I don't know much about that girl either. I know she's like essentially like an earthbender, or I think so. Yeah, there he is, fucking Olaf. See, I don't know the relation between Olaf, War Mother, like.
That's cold, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Ah, shit. Damn.
He doesn't even need a
I
spear.
fuck with him just because.
Oh, damn.
She was open a can of whoop ass.
Damn, he has that scar on his chest from Aatrox when Aatrox stabbed him. Damn, all these fucking details. I didn't even.
Connecting.
Yeah, fuck.
It's like puzzle pieces, bro. They scrambled out, bro, and you start putting the pieces together.
Yeah, man.
You get that whole image.
This part with Kai'Sa, this is another thing I don't really know too much. I think this is the hole that she goes in when she goes down to the Mother of the Void.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like the hole that she goes down into and stuff like that. But this girl that's like a earthbender, I don't really know much about her.
Ooh, that sounds cold, though. Earthbender?
Earthbender? Yeah, she's like an earthbender girl.
Good fight, good fight.
Damn.
Damn. He was talking shit about her ass, too.
Fudge. Warren just over here chilling, like, you know what?
I'm just working, man.
It's not my war.
Remember that image of Volibear with all the knives in his back?
Yeah.
Damn.
They look like they
See, yeah, that's the
fucked up.
earthbender girl. I don't really know anything about her.
It's definitely an Aurelian soul power that he got hit with.
Hey, charge up. Ooh, fuck. Oh,
Her suit is
shit.
so dope.
That's lit.
Yeah. I see why they call her War Mother. She on that shit, boy. Fuck.
This is literally the battle that he was talking about in the lore video where he met the War Mother and they had the two images. This is literally the battle right here where she raged against him and he was talking about that whole thing.
It's not.
How do you know that?
Because he said when he came and appeared, he saw iron and banners that represented another
Yeah, like
army.
two people were like warring and
Yeah.
he came down and messed it up. But how do you know that they didn't do that? This doesn't have to be the beginning of the battle. 'Cause remember he said that they were having a battle and then she started warring against them?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, he described it in the lore that it wasn't bears that looked like him. He said these are other warm bloods that had iron and cloth, and they carried a banner with them. They were fighting against the Freljord people.
Yeah.
Let me get something clear too.
Yeah.
It did. The person that called out to him with the sacrifice, was it the War Mother, correct? Or was that someone else? Remember when he opened his eyes?
Yeah.
The first person, I thought it was the War Mother that did the shit, right? Or no?
Fuck.
I could have sworn it was the War Mother. Because it was like, we trying to figure out who it was, and you mentioned it.
Yeah, it's hard because like they were showing her like shadowed out. I can't remember if they're showing the same image. I wasn't really paying. I didn't notice it was War Mother until like later. So yeah, he didn't really specifically. I don't think he said. He was just. They kind of kept it a mystery. And then later he said War Mother. So I can't remember that part. I think it was the same image.
I get what you're
The
saying.
same
I
shadowed
thought
out.
because that's confusing me too. Like, and then they're in the battle. If anything, like she was the one. If she did, if I'm mistaken, if she called him out and they're in battle with each other, that's kind of like.
Yeah,
that's kind of
yeah.
strange. Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
so what I'm thinking, and this is the part where I think like because I hear what you're saying, Mackie, too. I think what the confusing part is like the timeline of everything.
Yeah.
He said that there was a battle between Freljord and other people, not the bears and shit like that, like you were saying, Mackie. But what I'm thinking is there was the battle, they were fighting, And then he came down, start fucking everything up. The War Mother turned her attention away from these people to fight Volibear. Volibear is the one who brought the bears. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they moved from like one war to another. That's what I was thinking in my head. That's why we don't see the banners and stuff, because it didn't show the whole war. It just showed like the part of her, the second part of the thing. That's what I was thinking.
I got you.
Yeah. But that's the part that's confusing. It's the whole that timeline. I'm confused about kind of all that stuff too. Again, this is why we have y'all to fill in these gaps and you know what I mean, and add all these different things. And if there's another cinematic or another story, anything like that kind of fills in these gaps that we can check out, I would love to check this out further, because this is a very great cinematic. Great. Damn. Murdered that bear.
She lead that motherfucker into a trap. I'm just chilling. I'm just a chill guy.
Damn.
Man, he ain't asked for shit, bro. I don't know why that shit got me emotional, cuz I'm just like, damn, my boy just chilling, bro. He's just really chilling, bro.
Not bothering nobody.
People love him because he is him, bro. He just chilling, you feel me? Oh, wow, he got wisdom. He's a bitch ass nigga.
It's good. That whole. There's so many different elements about this that are like crazy, and like in this War Mother. If you see this right here too, I'm assuming this is her right here, War Mother. So this is way later.
Why she look different?
She's way older, because this this cinematic's all before Ash and stuff like that, and this is basically Ash getting her ability. You know, her hair turning white, all that good stuff is what this goes through. But she's like an old woman. You know what I mean?
She been around the block a few times.
Quite a bit of time.
Yeah, so it's crazy to see like these timelines of everything, like how everything transfers, because there's so many different years within like the timeline video that we went through originally, which we're gonna have to go through that again, or a new timeline.
People go and come back. And
like people like Pantheons, where I'm like, damn, okay, so he was a warrior, he died. Spirit, whatever, entity, whatever, went inside his body, or it was a different dude actually, and then Pantheon came into like the dude, and then I'm assuming this is where that's in, because he has the scar and stuff like that from dying from Aatrox, and or damn, see that even that alone
with Aatrox too. It's just like with the Dargan and bruh.
Or actually, I think what it was like the dude, the entity came in, fought, Aatrox stabbed him, he was gonna die, and I think the guy came back and was like, hey, I'll actually, and then he had powers from the higher being or whatever, and then he was able to use that, and then he went and did his own thing. So things like that, there's so many different steps to it that I'm just like, oh. And then trying to match up like a person's time, like life with the timeline, with the war, with the...
There's layers.
All that shit is just... I have to do more research. I thought I knew. I thought we were figuring it out, and now I'm just like, fuck, bro, I gotta...
You get that big ass mic drop.
Right? I'm just like, damn, all right, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, fuck it. But it's cool, though.
But yeah, great shit, man. That was a very good... I like the sequence of videos that we kind of put together, too, with the voice lines, the themes, the lore, all that good stuff. I feel like we got a full picture with this one.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like that whole entire setup that we did.
Yeah, I'd honestly like it. If you guys like this format, too, and you want us to keep doing it this way, where we do like the lore and everything like that, let us know, and then we'll kind of make this more of the standard, you know what I mean?
So add it into the playbook. If you like these plays you see right here, we'll get it done, bruh.
That's it for today. Thank you guys for being here and watching this video. If you guys have nothing else to say.
Well, if you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you guys.
We also got Discord if you're welcome to join too. You see it all down in our description. We also got Patreon if you want to join. It's free, but we also have tiers that you guys can look at as well. We also got memberships through YouTube. If you guys aren't part of that, you're more than welcome to join. And until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Tier 50, 55, 5.
Jesus.
Like those auction people?
Yeah.